Boom. All right, man. What do you want to talk about?
Well, you were talking about the 2018 struggles and kind of in just what you were going through and what you're trying to lead into 2019, and just got me to thinking like, dude, we need to record that because we had some good content in here as we were just sitting,
Yeah.
talking about podcasting, vlogging, your coaching, and it just kind of led me to think about kind of all my past struggles. I just turned 26 years old, December 1st. That was just 12 days ago. And a big part of me this year was kind of understanding who I was becoming. I was very, very insecure with a lot of like my past kind of growing up, and where I wanted to be in life. And I was always really smart in school and applying myself and having a really good, solid work ethic just because that's how I've been raised. But I really didn't truly define my definition as to what I wanted to do in life. I just thought, I'm smart. I want to go make a lot of money to be a good father and a good husband. No, no. I'm a good father now. I'm a good husband now. And I don't make all the money in the world. And so when I started to really understand that, we're very fortunate to make it by right now with my wife being home with our daughter, majority of the week. She works to get out of the house to have her own sanity. But that's her choice. I'm pursuing my true passion because I want to set myself up for my wife and my kids. And going through 2018, I transitioned from wanting to go to medical school into conversating with Jim, and I'm like, dude, I want to do this. Like I want to work together. And him and I had piddled back and forth with it as I was trying to find myself, and I said, like, let me find myself with you. Like, let me find out what I truly want. I've always had a passion for videography and photography and just podcasts, and I've always been interested. I've always been on YouTube watching all these channels, and I'm like, God, that sounds cool that people talk about their life because it gives somebody else it reached out to me. Yeah. It definitely reached out to me. So I'm like, why can't I do that for somebody else? And I posted maybe a couple videos, and people ate that shit up. They ate it up, and they were like, dude, thank you for talking to me. Like, it really means a lot even for you to respond to this message. I'm like, I'm no celebrity by any means, but just the fact that I posted one simple video and it touched, it was over 20 people that had reached out to me and said, like, thank you for posting that. I kind of needed it. I needed that kick to go into next year. I was like, well, don't start next year, start now.
Right. So here's the couple of things that you said that I really love. One is, if you walk into any conversation with a man or woman, it doesn't matter. You walk into this conversation thinking that there's something wrong in their life, you're right 90% of the time. Like, each of us is struggling with something. It doesn't matter where we are in life. We all struggle with something. Sometimes it's addiction. Sometimes it's marriage. Sometimes it's our body. Sometimes it's our business. Sometimes it's multiples of those. But we're struggling. So if you can have that conversation where you can be real with them, like that's why these people are attracted to you. Yeah, you're
because you're transparency.
Right,
yeah.
You're transparent about it, right? So, like, I was so afraid to tell my story, to talk about all the different things that I screwed up in my life, how it is that I almost got divorced and all these other things happened, because I didn't want to be exposed, right? People are like, oh, can you believe that guy? But what it did is it actually liberated me, because it said, look, we're not so different, you and I. I'm just willing to talk about it.
And now I'm here for you.
Exactly. And the cool thing is, and I love what you were saying at the beginning about trying to find your passion, your purpose, and in business, and that business life balance. What I realized rather quickly was, if you're trying to go forward in business and your personal life is a shit show, it's never going to work. It's not going to happen. Everything's going to come crumbling to the ground. It's kind of like a boat, right? Your business is your boat. Your life, if it's not in control, your personal life becomes an anchor. Well, where's a boat going if it's got its anchor stuck in the ground?
Just going to be floating.
It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You could think you need to upgrade your business, i.e. I need a better engine, or I need to change the sails, or I need a better rudder or something. It's not going to change the fact that your anchor's still in the ground. So the equation is backwards. It's not make more money for your family. It's build your family for your business. So you take your family and it actually becomes an extra engine or an upgraded motor or something like that to propel you forward instead of hold you back. So the fact that you figured this out in your mid-20s is huge. No, I'm serious.
When we were at Warrior, like, everybody said that. Everybody's like, hold on, wait, you're 26? What? Why are you, like, just listening to people, it's just like, I've seen, I've been a child of split families. I've been there. I've seen that. I've seen addiction. I've seen all these different facets of life early. I mean, I don't even have a good relationship with my biological mother at all. My biological mother has never even met my daughter. So it's just my choice because of her choices.
Right.
So I'm trying to be strong for my daughter because I'm nervous. My daughter's 3. I don't even want her to be in her teens yet because I don't want her to date. But I know if I continue to formulate the man that she should be around and who she should associate herself with, I'll be like, okay, like, all right, man, like, let's go hang out. I'll trust him because my daughter needs to see in a man what she sees in her father. And that's just something that I wanted to emulate for her growing up. I give my wife sometimes too much love, sometimes too much, but I need to, I do a lot for my wife because I feel like I've fucked up in the past. And I feel like I have not balanced myself and I've been like mentally just unstable. And I had a ton of therapy because I needed to find my true passion. And even balancing this now as being an entrepreneur and, working in the construction business, I love it. And so I'm trying to gain our personal brand and shove that out, but also embody exactly what I'm telling everybody else, because I can't just be talking about all these actions that you should be doing if I'm not emulating them in my life.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people like to do. Oh, I do this. I'm perfect. I'm still never going to be perfect. My marriage.
Hey, check out my life,
My marriage is still never going to be perfect. I'm still never going to be the perfect, father. I'm still never going to be the perfect businessman. But if I continue to strive and set goals for myself in those areas, I'm not going to fall by the wayside. Like, my wife could wake up one day and be like, honey, I'm just not in love with you that much anymore. That could totally happen. But I know as a man, I did everything in my power.
Right.
With integrity, and I worked my ass off for it.
Right.
So I give a lot of props. Oh shoot, I give a lot of props to my wife a lot because, I wouldn't be where I'm at today without her.
You're 100% right. Like, here's the thing. Like, we as men, we like to do this thing, and it's called spend. Spend money, spend whatever we got. Like, spend, right? Yeah. We see everything as an ATM. Like, trust me, this is me for, like, I'm like, oh, whew, is this account going to, is this transaction going to go through or not, right? But what we don't think about it is our relationship with our wives, right? We just think that we can just withdraw without actually depositing any money in there. And most of us end up at a place where we're in the negatives, and now we're like, well, shit, what do I do now? Like, no wonder she doesn't want to have sex with me. No wonder she doesn't want to hang out with me. No wonder I'm sleeping on the couch again,
Mm-hmm.
No wonder we're always fighting. It's because I'm not giving her anything. So, again, I'm going to keep coming back to this, but the fact that you're in your mid-20s and have started to figure this shit out is a huge thing, right? And this is what you need to take with that, though, is there's men in their mid-20s who are now starting to see the effects of not doing it. Mm-hmm. Like, well, why in the hell does my wife not want to have sex with me? Well, it's because when you get home from work, you're an asshole. Mm-hmm.
I've been there, done that.
Yeah. So I, on the other hand, spent 15 years of marriage fucking it all up, sedating with alcohol, with prescription drugs, with porn, cheating on my wife. Like, I did all that stuff way on this other side because I couldn't figure it out before, And so now what do I have to do? I got a shit ton of deposits to make.
Yeah.
But again, like you were saying, there is no perfection. You're 100% right. There is only progress. And every single day, it's about, Jim talks about this, 1% better, 1%, getting a little better, every day.
Progression.
Right.
Yeah.
And I talk about this concept of win the daily war. What happened yesterday doesn't matter today. It really doesn't matter. Because today, guess what? You got to get up and you got to work on yourself. You got to get up. You got to love your wife. You got to get up. You got to go make money. So every single day you have to win that war. But how is it that you prep yourself to win that war, right? What process are you using? Because most days you're probably like me. You're like, it's 4:00 in the morning. What the hell am I doing? I want to go sleep some more, right?
Yeah.
So you got to put a process or a system in place to,
find your why.
Exactly. So there's a motivating factor behind it, which is your why. But what are you doing in the morning to work on your body? What are you doing in the morning to connect with God? What are you doing in the morning to make sure that you appreciate your wife and your children? And then ultimately that all builds into your business.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I wanted to talk about some of these things too, and really just share my knowledge too of growing up. Like, I wanted to be as transparent as possible. I went through all these stages, and I'll continue to be real and raw with it, but it's like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, everybody would perceive, and I posted about this a little bit ago. Like, everybody's perception on social media. Oh my God, he's buying, or he's building custom homes, and look at his wife, and look at himself. Like, he's portraying all this happy. Like hold on. Like, look at my story. Mm-hmm. And I posted about that. I said, I would not be where I am today without my wife. Mm-hmm. I would not be here today without my daughter. And my family has been very supportive with me too. But the people who are there in the morning and at the night, those two.
Yep.
And love it, dude. I seriously would not be where I'm at today without her. And I continue to work really fucking hard to be the best I can be. And her parents have been married for like 33 plus years. I believe that's the number. But they've never been apart. And, you know, I love to see that. So she gets that side of marriage and she's like, I'm not going to give up on you. And I love that. I soak that all up because I'm like, I'm going to continue to work hard. And like, I got out of Warrior and I called her. I was like, babe, I came in here like with the business mentality. And after one day, like it broke me down. Like there's been times where I come home from work and I'm stressed out. I got a lot on my mind.
Right.
And I'd be like, baby girl, like Avery, I don't want to play right now. I'm sorry. Can we just play later? And sometimes I'll be a little snappy with it. And then that hit me at home. I was like, you motherfucker, what are you doing?
Yep.
So it hurt me. And I got off the phone. I was like, babe, you know, am I doing anything wrong? She's like, whoa, honey. I love you. You do just fine. There's times, but you do just fine. And I'm like, but I want to be better. I want to continue. So now I'm just conscious of that. Like I get home and I'm like, if I'm going to get angry at something, that's silly because all she wants you to do is play with her cash register and come over here and buy some ice cream.
Yep.
You know, go play with her. Even if she says it 5 different times, I don't care. So taking that new perspective is, as a young individual, I just feel like it's going to give me success in my own personal mentality in my head. My relationship with my wife, my relationship with my kids. And then as that continues to grow, you know, the money in business is going to follow that because I'm emulating all those things that you
100%.
should be, you know, being honest, being transparent, and telling people the way it is. Like, hey, look, this is what it's going to cost you. Not like going down the line like, oh, I'm going to have to change up the cost on you because I kind of want to. Like some business owners are like that.
Right.
And that's not how we do business.
How you live your personal life is eventually how you're going to run your business. Like if you're trying to cut corners and cheat the system in your personal life, guess what's going to happen in your business?
You're going to cheat yourself in business.
Exactly. The exact same thing. So, I mean, you're 100% right. Like we try and as men sometimes like we focus on our failures and where it's not working. And we don't take time to just say, you know what? Am I where I want to be? No, I'm not. But I'm not in a bad place either. Like my wife
Agreed.
tells me she loves me. I'm not sleeping on the couch.
Yeah.
My daughter wants to play with me when I get home. Yeah. Like sometimes it takes a second to just appreciate where it is that you're at, right?
Agreed. 100%.
And Jim, I love Jim because you've hiked Camelback with him. And I love the analogy of like you're climbing the mountain, you got weight, it's heavy, but you get there and you get this feeling of I did it.
Yeah.
But then you look off in the horizon, you realize there's another mountain. So take the time to appreciate the mountain, but realize
the struggles and the successes. And especially like you said too, like you said right now, like I talk to my wife, I have a good relationship. I'm not sleeping on the couch. You know, there's intimacy there. You know, those things as you're gonna go. No marriage is gonna be like, oh my gosh, wow, we're just gonna continue to go up from here. There's so much ups and downs, and it's a roller coaster of emotions. You're gonna have so many rocky ass mountains, but there may be some mountains that have a steep, gradual incline. There might be some that you're like, oh shit, I gotta rock climb up this thing. Yeah. Like it's gonna be really difficult for me, but you want to be up at the top with your partner,
right? And
come back down on the other side. Like, hey, we'll be okay. We'll be here. So definitely having that support system, you know, with your significant other is crucial. And the hardest part where it gets the worst is like where they aren't as supportive in those rocky times. Like, I might, you know, we've piddled it even around like, should we even get married? Like, should we do this? And you know, it's just kind of like a talk that was before we had gotten married. And we laugh on that now, like, oh, come on. We know the answer to that question. We should have gotten married. This is where I would have loved you the same way whether we were married or not. I'm never going to stop loving you. That's kind of the mentality that we have. And it's like, whatever you've done wrong, whatever you're going to set out to do, I'm going to be there to support you.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
It is. And it's very, very hard to find that, especially in any age in life. It really is. But I think if you understand the concepts of reality and depth, my wife hates how deep I am. She's like, hold on, can you not be so spiritual real quick and like be so deep? She's like, you love a lot, like you give a lot. But she always says, like, I appreciate you. I appreciate how deep you are and how intimate you are with everything. Fatherhood, you know, yourself, with your friends, and with us. She's like, I could not have picked a better man. So
well, and I don't want anybody who has the opportunity to listen to this to think that like, hey, like it didn't happen overnight. Like for you or for me, like it's a struggle, right? It's a process that you go through, but every day you just get a little better. Every day you just do a little bit more, you know, to where your wife tells you that she appreciates you. Your wife tells you that she loves you, not because she has to, but because she wants to. You know, that's the transition. Your wife will tell you that she loves you for a long time because she has to, until she actually starts loving
She's like,
you.
oh, I do actually love
Right.
you.
But it's based on, like, how are you showing up as a man? You know,
What
how are you
deposits are
showing
you
up?
making?
Exactly. How are you showing up as a father? And it's every day, showing up. And you're right. Some days it's a shit show. There's no way around it. But if it's that consistent action, you're constantly climbing that mountain, your wife's going to notice. She's going to appreciate that.
Agreed. Dude, really good content today up in here. I got a lot of good takeaways. It was good to get on the podcast channel and record a little bit, and share this with some of our following and get all this information out there, because I'm just trying to have constant growth in every aspect, and making all these meetings and stuff like that to continually grow. A lot of the people that I'm associating myself with are doing nothing but teaching me even more info, and I just love to push that content out. Like, hey, look what I've learned.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate it, man.
No, you got it, brother.
Thanks, man.
All right.